I think one of the challenges of teaching social policy at an introductory level is that they've not come across social policy usually in terms of their schoolwork directly. So nobody's done a higher in social policy. There is an A-level in social policy, but not a lot of people have done it. So the idea of social policy as a discipline is quite new to them. But that's not to say they haven't got experience of social policy. One of the great things about social policy as a discipline is it's very broad and it encompasses theory and applied work. And I think that's one of the challenges to bring it home to first year students, is that their own experiences of social policy in the real world are actually relevant to an understanding of social policy within an academic setting.
What I assume they bring is their life experience. So I believe that most people have a great deal of knowledge about social policy, and they just have to be helped to recognise what they do know and to develop their own confidence in the subject. So, you know, they've all been through the education system. You know, they've all got relatives who've perhaps had experience in the NHS, so I think they all have that basic life experience, whether they're 18-year-olds or mature students.
It's quite mixed, and I suppose it's difficult because most of them don't think that they do know any social policy, but you have to, one of the things you have to try and do is point out to them that, you know, what is social policy, and it's almost everything, including all the education that they've been through so far, including health, housing, and things like that. And you know, I think that's one of the important things to do. And I think we've learnt a bit. I mean, maybe we've learnt a bit from some of our criminology colleagues, who I think have been more inventive sometimes about the way that they've taught their subject than we have. So they've sometimes started with kind of images of crime. They had a very good unit which was called Images of Crime, so it was getting students to think about the way that they see crime, that is portrayed and so on, and then working from there back to some of the issues. Whereas I think in social policy we tend to start with the bits that we think everybody should know, rather than the bits that they might actually be more familiar with or find more interesting.